through contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here. Boston making some changes. Olenek is checked in for Lee, and Turner's subbed in for Thomas. And Rondo, no good on that one. It was a trade that seemingly had been talked about for several years. Finally last season, Boston shipping out Rajon Rondo to the Dallas Mavericks, Clark, halfway through the season.
Yeah, and it seemed to me to be a trade that actually helped both teams.
He kicks it to Cousins. Shot from the low block. The shot no good. Good D by Sullinger.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage in. As a result, they've got a big lead.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Greg, those are always tough to judge, but I think the official got that one right.
There's a minute left here in the second. Here's Bradley.
Even though he isn't having the best of games from the floor, it hasn't seemed to hurt him.
Here's Sullinger, and Cousins with the block.
I like the move to go 2 for 1 here.
So do I, Greg. I mean, I agree with you. They need to get a quick look and then try to get another possession after that.
Here's Gay. You look at him physically, and Rudy Gay is the complete package at the small forward spot. Nothing holding him back.
You know, Kevin, he comes in at 6'8", has that solid frame, unbelievable athletic ability with the speed to go with that for a player of his height. He is a true talent.
He's a dead eye at the line, fellas. Just call him automatic. He doesn't miss many of those.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Tries to save it. Outside Rondo. And once again off the mark by Sacramento. And here we go. Fast break. Turner's got it. After 2 misses to start the game, he's on the board with that shot made.
Yeah, heads-up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket.
The pass to McLemore. Here's Caspi. And the first shot of the night for him, no good. A costly foul there. He'll shoot 3 free throws. And the Sacramento Kings get called for the foul. It's on Rajon Rondo. The Celtics have not yet made a free throw in the game, 0 of 2 so far. No good on the second free throw. And he nails the third. So the Kings call timeout. They're first.
And they've gotten good looks, you know, so that's one reason they're frustrated. Maybe he can come up with something to get them an easy one, maybe get to the line.
Yeah, you know, that may be the answer for them. But you know what else, Greg? Ultimately, I think because they're getting good shots, they'll make a better percentage.
That'll do it for the first half. Celtics out in front. They finish.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal. Boston found themselves in a close game in the first. Their biggest lead during the opening period. And that's it for halftime, as the second half is just about.
Welcome back. The calendar has flipped over, and so have we, into the second half of our broadcast.
We saw some good action from Sullinger. He's got 8 points and a pretty good rebounding performance from him also.
And Clark, he's been terrific in terms of his positioning and boxing out very well also, just battling hard on every possession.
On the court for Sacramento, McLemore and Gay on the perimeter. Caspi is out there with DeMarcus Cousins, and it's Rondo, and it's a 1.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Time-dropping delights is what I call it.
That's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he's on the money, that's no doubt. And how thrilled must have Evan Turner been last season to get a second chance card with the boost in minutes, the confidence of the coaching staff. His game almost just changed overnight.
Yeah, he's a guy who needs the basketball. He's such a good, solid playmaker and has excellent size. Never had a chance in Indiana to really handle the ball and play to his strengths because of Paul George and Lance Stevenson, but he found a nice niche in Boston.
Well, you know what he can do after watching him for so many years with the Buckeyes.
Yeah, he's terrific. Good basketball IQ, too.
Dishes it to Cousins. Gay with no one around. Good, and it's Cousins picking up the assist. 9 points for Rudy Gay. First minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter. Here's Bradley. The shot, no good. Now Sacramento takes it the other way.
And boy, did Evan Turner make the most of his second chance last season. Played with more focus, huge minutes for him with the Celtics. He may have found a home.
That's good. 10 points for Jared Sullinger.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities.
Rondo kicks to Cousins. Gay. Out of bounds, Boston takes possession.
Got a chance here to check out how the Kings ranked in the NBA last season, Kevin. 6th in second chance points, 9th in rebounding. And also, they were in the top 10 when it came to fast break points. I mean, they weren't afraid to play the game at a fast pace and run a little bit.
Yeah, but you mentioned the second chance points. I mean, you love that determination, and really they just give great effort on every play, always in hustle mode.
Moment here now for an injury report. Let's get an update on Thomas. What's the status, Doris?
Yes, guys, I was able to catch up with Boston's head athletic trainer. Unfortunately, guys, he said it doesn't look good. We're into the heart of the season now, and that's the last thing this team wanted to hear. That's going to make their winter just a little bit longer, guys.
Thank you, Doris. Boy, you always hate to see anyone ever deal with any sort of injury.
And almost for every player, it's inevitable. I mean, injuries are going to happen no matter how well you take care of yourself.
And let's just hope the rehab process doesn't drag on any longer than it has to.
Pass to Caspi. 6 on the shot clock. Feeds to McLemore. It's stolen by Bradley. All alone. Throws down the breakaway jam.
Punches it down with pop.
Rubs it in. It looks like a little deeper with the hanging finish.
I tell you what, they're not backing off at all, are they? No doubt about it. He has done a ton to help his team, but he's going to have to do even more if they want to have a chance to get back in this one.
And the basket by Olynyk.
You know, obviously, he knows how to finish with some flair.
So for Sacramento, their last game, a loss to the Philadelphia 76ers. Rondo with it, now guarded by Bradley. Such a wide open look. And that's 12 points for Rudy Gay.
They're shooting it quite well now. Again, function of shot selection, ball movement. Guys are in rhythm, confident, free-flowing, and they're knocking down their shots.
And they're able to recover. Cousins dishes to Rondo. Caspi passes to Cousins. And it's going to be a 3-second call.
Clearly a mental lapse and at an inopportune time.
Yeah, that's a terrible mistake, Greg, to make it any time, but it's really exacerbated when you make it at this time.
And Olynyk kicks to Bradley. 1 second left. And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. Boston leading by 12. Jay Crowder out there with Kelly Olynyk. Then it's Turner. Then it's Jared Sullinger. And it's Bradley in at the point guard. That's who's in the game for the Celtics.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
And for Sacramento, they're shooting 43% from the floor. Now here's McLemore outside. Rebound, Boston.
With the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in control of this game.
And no doubt about it, rebounding is an effort stat, folks. They've been more determined than their opponent thus far.
And there's the feed to Caspi. Back to Rondo. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. That one on Turner. And watching Jay Crowder, he can really beast you up, Greg, and take you out of your game. One of the most physical wings, I think, in the NBA.
And not the most flexible athlete, but he makes up for that with that strength that you mentioned. It allows him to control the pace. I mean, he's a bumper and a grinder and hitting a big 3 out of nowhere. So he's what we call a true gamer.
It's Sullinger with the drive.
And as they continue to just dominate this game, you have to wonder how much can they win by.
Well, it's on the verge of getting out of hand, Greg. You can feel it, you can see it, in part because the defense has been about as good as the offense, and both have been really good.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal, and then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Looking at Jay Crowder, he got traded from Dallas to Boston in the Rondo deal last season. Nobody expected all that much from him. All he did was go out and become one of the most valuable players on that team.
Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation.
Trying to come back, Kevin, and you can't afford too many mistakes. His 4th turnover hampering their efforts.
Kicks it out to Bradley. Turner with it. Now defended by McLemore. Outside Bradley. Shot clock at 6. To the inside. Sullinger. And the layup is good. Sullinger's got 6 points in the quarter.
When you talk about Jay Crowder, there are those that you win because of, and then there are guys like him that you win with. I mean, the guy who's going to take the charge, commit the hard foul, do what others won't, really shows the heart of a champion.
Outside Bradley. They set the pick. Rebound by Caspi. Caspi's got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Celtics.
Clark, this was a physical game.
Yeah, but the awareness they had offensively to penetrate really was the difference.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And in a 3-game season series, they take the first 2, and certainly they've had the edge in this matchup.
Now they've got their sights set on that sweep, Greg, 3-zip, and given what's going on in the first 2 games, my guess is that's what's going to happen.
And what a huge standout performance it was for Sullinger. He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand.
McLemore dishes to Gay. Gay is doubled. To the middle, wants to get it to Rondo and does. Gay passes to Rondo, back to Gay. The Kings need to get off a shot here. No good from Caspi.
The defense better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them.
And that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel. Out of bounds, Kings ball as Sacramento keeps possession.
You know what? A low percentage pass on that one, but sometimes it's worth the risk.
Well, that time the risk did not pay off because it was well defended.
Rondo's shot is off.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
Sullinger, no good. Down low, here's McLemore. Basket is good. The assist from Rondo.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
It would have been something to see if he could hit that shot from that deep.
Greg, you know it, I know it. There aren't very many guys that can hit from out there. But he is one of them. That's the kind of range he has.
And so